The art of managing anger. Anger is like a fire burning inside the mind. The more we replay the situation in our thoughts, the more fuel we add to that fire. At first, it may begin as a small spark, but when we keep thinking about what someone said, what they did, or how unfair things feel, the anger grows stronger and stronger until it controls our emotions, our words, and sometimes even our actions. If we carefully observe ourselves during moments of anger, we will notice something important. Our heart beats faster, our face becomes hot, our breathing becomes heavier, and our thoughts become chaotic. At that moment, ask yourself honestly, is this suffering or happiness? The answer is obvious. Anger hurts the person carrying it before it hurts anyone else. Most people, when angry, immediately focus on the outside world. They treated me badly. They were wrong. They disrespected me. They don't care about me. But if we turn inward and observe carefully, we often discover something deeper hidden beneath the anger. I don't like this. This is not what I wanted. Things should have happened differently. In other words, anger often comes from resistance. We suffer because our mind refuses to accept reality as it is. This does not mean other people are always right. It simply means that our emotional suffering grows when our mind keeps fighting against what has already happened. Awareness is more powerful than suppression. Managing anger does not mean pretending not to feel angry. It is not about suppressing emotions or forcing yourself to stay positive. Instead, the first step is simply to become aware. The moment you notice, I am angry right now, you have already created a small distance between yourself and the emotion. That awareness is powerful. Instead of becoming the anger itself, you become the observer of it. At that point, pause for a moment. Stop speaking temporarily. Stop arguing. Stop continuing the story in your head. Take several deep breaths. This creates space inside the mind. It is similar to opening a window in a hot room and allowing cool air to enter. Slowly, the fire inside begins to calm down naturally. Forgiveness is not weakness. Many people think forgiveness means surrendering or allowing others to win. But true forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior. Forgiveness means, I refuse to let this pain continue controlling my heart. You cannot always control how other people behave, but you can choose whether you continue carrying the emotional burden they created. Some wounds cannot be healed immediately, and that is okay. You do not need to force yourself to forgive instantly. Sometimes healing happens gradually. Today you let go a little, tomorrow a little more, and eventually the anger loses its weight. That itself is already a victory. Example: conflict with a friend. Imagine you asked your friend to buy something important for you, but they forgot. Immediately, thoughts begin appearing. They don't care about me. I'm not important to them. A real friend wouldn't forget. Then you stop talking to them for several days. But later, after calming down, you begin to understand something. Your anger came not only from what happened, but from your disappointment and expectations. Your mind wanted reality to be different. The truth is, they forgot. The event already happened. No amount of anger can reverse time. You may still feel hurt, but instead of continuing to feed the anger, you decide, I will stop replaying this in my mind. I will stop adding more blame. The next day your anger becomes lighter. Eventually you remember your friend has their own stress and responsibilities too. In the end, you are the one who gains peace, and the friendship survives. Example: anger while driving. Suppose another car suddenly cuts dangerously in front of you. Instantly anger explodes. What an irresponsible person! You honk aggressively, curse, and feel the urge to chase them. This is how anger grows. The more you think about it, the more the emotional fire spreads. Your entire body becomes tense. Your hands shake. Your mood is ruined for hours. But imagine responding differently. You notice, my heart is racing. My face feels hot. That moment of awareness changes everything. You realize, I am angry because I want everyone to drive properly, but reality is imperfect. Then you breathe deeply. Instead of assuming the worst, you allow other possibilities. Maybe they are rushing to the hospital. Maybe they are careless. Maybe they lack discipline. Whatever the reason, their behavior does not deserve control over your peace of mind. You decide, I will not risk my safety or destroy my peace over this. And you continue driving calmly. That is emotional strength. The Buddhist understanding of anger. In Buddhism, anger is considered one of the mind's poisons. It is compared to holding fire in your own hand while expecting someone else to burn. The teachings focus on understanding anger rather than suppressing it. Mindfulness. Mindfulness means being fully aware of the present moment. When anger appears, instead of becoming consumed by it, you observe it carefully. Instead of saying, I am furious, you observe, my chest feels tight. My breathing is fast. My body feels hot. This separation weakens anger's power. You stop identifying yourself with the emotion. Loving kindness and compassion. Buddhism teaches that anger cannot remove anger. Only compassion can. People who hurt others are often suffering internally themselves. A person who insults others may already be filled with pain, insecurity, frustration, or unhappiness. When you see the suffering behind their actions, hatred slowly transforms into understanding. Compassion does not mean allowing abuse. It simply means refusing to poison your own heart with hatred. Impermanence. Everything changes. Every emotion rises, stays temporarily, and eventually disappears. Anger feels permanent when we are inside it, but if we stop feeding it with endless thinking, it naturally fades away. Like a fire without fuel, it cannot continue burning forever. Scientific and psychological understanding of anger. Modern psychology and neuroscience strongly support many ancient Buddhist ideas. The amygdala hijack. Psychologist Daniel Goleman explains that during intense anger, the emotional part of the brain temporarily overwhelms the rational thinking part. This is why angry people often say or do things they later regret. During anger, stress hormones like adrenaline flood the body. One helpful technique is the 6-second rule. When triggered, stay silent briefly. Breathe deeply. Allow the emotional surge to settle before responding. Those few seconds can prevent enormous damage. Albert Ellis and the ABC theory. Psychologist Albert Ellis explained that events themselves do not directly create emotional suffering. Instead, our interpretation of events creates the emotional reaction. A. Activating event. Your friend ignores your message. B. Belief. They don't respect me. C. Consequence. You become angry and hurt. The key is that changing the belief changes the emotional outcome. Instead of assuming disrespect, you might consider, maybe they are overwhelmed. Maybe they are distracted. Maybe they never saw the message. A different interpretation creates a different emotional response. The nervous system and breathing. Anger activates the body's fight or flight response. But slow, deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps calm the body.
A simple technique.
Inhale slowly through the nose for 4 seconds.
Hold for 2 seconds.
Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat several times. This physically signals the body to calm down. Your biology begins working with you instead of against you. The SVR method for managing anger. A practical method for handling anger in real life. S. Stop. Pause immediately. Do not react instantly. Give yourself at least a few seconds before speaking. O. Observe. Notice your body and emotions. Observe without judging. This is anger. My body is tense.
A. Assess.
Question your thoughts. Am I exaggerating? Am I assuming the worst? Is this worth sacrificing my peace for? R. Respond. Respond wisely instead of reacting emotionally. Choose calmness, clarity, and self-control. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Sometimes it is honest communication. Sometimes it is simply walking away peacefully. True strength is inner peace. Many people believe victory means defeating others. But no one truly wins by carrying anger inside their heart. A person may win arguments, revenge, or pride, yet still lose their own peace. The person who learns to let go gains something far greater: freedom. Managing anger is not about becoming emotionless. It is about becoming wise enough not to let temporary emotions control your life. With practice, the things that once felt unbearably heavy slowly become lighter. And one day, you may look back at something that once caused enormous anger and realize, it was only a moment passing through my life.